Listen, y'all. We got Mal. All right, we got Mal confronted by DJ HED Over Drake. Okay, Over Drake. Make sure the sound is good. Thank you. Last thing I want to be is talking to me. Listen, BigU plea deal. Exposed. Someone took a plea deal, and we're gonna get into that. Gigi Adams, Big Gigi, not the little one, exposes Luce Cannon's lies. She's going into an expose. Listen, she even had one of the IBM, that's his clique, the IBM members on her channel. I said, what the hell is going on? She had her Sharice Mills' sister. She had an IBM member. I said, what the hell is going on, bro? And the IBM member supposed to be coming back. So he a double special guest. So that right there is mad work with that. There's a lot going on with that. So salute to everybody. You already know I'm on go. We gotta get into this content. Everybody drop a like on their way in. Everybody subscribe to the channel. Everybody hit the poll, man. It's been 1 year since Not Like Us. Do you think that Drake is still tight? He big mad? Do you think he's big mad? Or do you think he, you know what I mean, he tight, but you know what I mean, he ain't stressing it. And then Luce and WACK are both accusing each other of snitching. All right? What's going on with that? Who do you think is snitching? I want y'all to get in the poll, all right? If you are watching this video afterwards, listen, get in the poll and let us know what you're thinking.
It finally happened, you guys.
Shout out to Shit Smooth.
We all came together today to finally debate, react, and of course, reflect on the Drake versus Kendrick beef a year later. Now, this lets you know the magnitude of this beef. People are now looking at this beef as a historical event, and rightfully so. Hip-hop finally got the beef they were looking for. The top one and top two guys going at each other in their prime. Now, once the debate was announced, I told you guys in the video, this will only be interesting if Mal and DJ HED remove their bias. Everybody already knows you guys' perspective on things. We know where you guys stand in the beef. Obviously, Mal is for Drake, DJ HED is for Kendrick, but are you willing to put aside your biasness and come together and maybe change your mind about certain things? The only thing that made this interesting for me is that these guys are directly connected to the people involved. DJ HED was getting records and also breaking news from Kendrick, and Mal was really the only person Drake was talking to and also feeding information to during the beef as well. Now, first off, I want to give props to Rory Mal, the Marriage, for actually making this happen and also not waiting weeks to drop this. They spoke about it last week, and this week we got to debate, you guys. So please make sure you guys go listen to Rory Mal's podcast on their YouTube channel, Spotify, Apple Music. Make sure you guys go show them some love. This was definitely dope for the culture. Now, with that being said, nothing absolutely changed. During this debate, there was a lot of lying.
Oh God, it was lines and all that. Let's get to it, chicks.
I've been waiting for this day. Here's the conversation.
HED, I have a question. Mal went viral a lot, both of you did, but Mal has this type of platform, so he really went viral a lot with a lot of clips talking about Drake in the battle. What was your perception of Mal and the clips and the messaging in those clips? Off first look, not now.
What do you mean, like back then?
Yeah, back then. You don't jump in.
Yeah, man, Jeremy has some slick shit to say.
Well, there was a lot of people, well, if I'm being honest, I don't personally give a fuck. Like, I don't ingest other people's energy like that. Like, I just don't. That's not really what I do. But there are a lot of people who felt it.
Why would they feel away? Was there anything he said that was a violation or over the line or anything crazy?
I don't remember everything he said. I remember there was one thing in particular where people I think someone had made reference. Somebody said, I don't remember what you said, but there were people that were upset with what you said. I wish I could remember the context, but it was just like, because you come off as very delusional in the way that you approach your argument.
I love that.
Yeah.
Mal, I love that. I'm not gonna say too much. I'm gonna let it play.
I actually envy it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I love that I come off delusion, because I know exactly what the fuck I'm saying and why I'm saying it.
Yeah.
But again, I can't speak on certain things publicly, so.
Why do you feel he comes off delusion?
people from Cali that go with that?
Nah. You said why?
Yeah.
Grand Rising, everybody. Happy Sunday. I want everybody to hit the poll. Everybody. Y'all going to church? Today is Saturday or Sunday? What's today? All right, cool. Listen. Hit the poll.
Just very like.
And who you think went in the NBA? I want to know who you think went in the finals, bro. Y'all gotta let me know.
Some of the stuff is very far-fetched and Narnia-ish.
What's far-fetched that I said?
Yeah, such as. So you're saying you don't remember what he's saying?
I remember when he said, like, friendly, like, the thing you said, say, like, nobody can convince you otherwise.
About what?
About your stance on
Who had the better bars?
who won or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So to me, like, for instance,
But why is that delusional for me? And it's people that write music and rappers that rap at a very high level that feel the same way. So
to me, that's just not a very whole human. Fuck music. Anybody who has a stance that you can't convince me otherwise of anything, no matter what you present.
No, not anything. I'm talking about these bars that you can't convince me that.
So what I'm saying is, as opposed to having that approach, the approach will probably be, present it to me and I'll make an assessment. You shutting down the presentation of any assessment, to me, that's more of a personal thing than it is a rap thing.
Me shutting down.
Like you saying, nobody can convince me otherwise, no matter what.
That
You're shutting down any and all energy.
Drake didn't have the better bars.
Correct.
Yeah, because I listen to the music.
That's
And
true.
I trust my ear and my brain.
I feel you. But that's just not where I am.
And
So that's
Drake had the better bars.
So do you feel that if somebody doesn't have the same...
Nah, son, listen now. We gotta get past certain things and get past delusion now. He's not delusional. He's just a buff rat right now. That's it, bro. What is he talking about, bro? Drake had the better bars than Kendrick Lamar in that battle. Bro, we just gotta be real with each other, bro. Even if you're a Drake fan, come on. Let's stop, bro. The world don't believe you. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. The world gotta agree with you, you know. You can't be the... Come on, bro. Come on, son.
And as you, they're delusional?
no.
It's crazy.
Okay, so I guess I'm trying to figure out exactly.
That's delusional.
Because we all disagreed, but we talked it out. I mean, of course, the clips went viral, but there were 45-minute conversations in that entire clip. So even if we disagreed, I didn't think Mo was delusional for hearing me. I just felt that's how Mo felt. And music to me, I don't think he's delusional because music is like food. So
It's only delusional because it wasn't resonating with what other people felt.
It's the habit
That's what
of
delusion. Because if I was saying, yo, Kendrick is smashing, but everybody like, yo, that nigga won't know what you're talking about.
And other people.
This guy Maul is delusional. Everybody hit the poll. Everybody drop a like. I'm gonna change the poll to some shit about his delusion because I don't want to understand. I didn't know I was up for this delusion. I thought it subsided. I thought Maul's meat rotting. I thought he got his dick rotting down to about a 39.9%. His shit is still at an all-time high, 98%. Rotten, meat rottenness. Meat rottenness.
Social media can't. I'm more, I guess, asking Head what you mean by that. Like, I don't know if he didn't receive information. I just think that's how he felt the same way that's the way you felt.
No, I'm not saying in that sense. I'm not saying that. I'm saying to me, like creating a world in which no one can pull you out of, no matter what it is. I don't occupy that space. Like I'm willing to, like I've had conversations with like skinheads, like Aryan Brotherhood, neo-Nazi motherfuckers, dudes with like swashbuckling necks. And they're like, you know, I don't like this group of people, I don't like black people. It's like, for me, I want to know why. And not necessarily for them to change my mind on how I feel, but I'm open to any possibility. Him saying there's nothing you can do to me shuts down the realm of any possibility.
I said there was nothing you can do.
Is there anything anybody can do to convince you that Drake won this battle?
Present it to me. I'm open to hearing.
But you've heard all of
That's not enough.
You don't think Drake rap better than Kendrick on Family Matters than Kendrick on Nala?
No.
You think Kendrick rapped better?
No, but I'm willing to receive presentation.
Show me that. Enjoy and play it.
Yo, Maul, come on, big dog. We know you, brother. You've been on record saying there's nothing Drake can do to make you go against him. We literally watched you go against your own co-host, Damaris, against Drake. That's the delusional aspect DJ HED was referring to. At least DJ HED can admit when he doesn't like some of Kendrick's songs. If somebody can't do no wrong to you, no matter what they do, that means you're delusional. And also, saying stuff like this is definitely gonna make people think you're delusional.
Cool, there's no problem there. But I see what's happening now. And I think that's where Drake felt like he didn't lose the battle. The battle lost him. He stepped away from the OOTA.
Hey, listen, man. Overall, pretty good.
Maul, at the end of the day, this is where we come through with journalism now. And that's the messed up thing about even hip-hop journalism. It's to a place where everybody's buddy-buddy and it's all this buddy-buddy system. We seen that in the NBA. We seen that in sports, bro. The favorite players is best friends, bro. Nah, ain't no rivalry, ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying? It's not nobody just being their own person. You know what I mean? This is what we're seeing a lot of. And we're seeing it in journalism as well. You know what I mean? Where that's why, son, you can say what you want to say about this person I'm about to name right now, but this person was in their own bag. Wendy Williams, my brother. Wendy Williams, bro, her journalism, bro, was her own bag, nigga. She didn't care. She was putting anything in a frying pan. She didn't care. You could jump your ass in a frying pan. If you wasn't her main people, nah, you was in a frying pan, straight. And she the type of nigga to throw her people in the frying pan. That's real journalism, nigga. Keep it real. You just gonna, don't talk about this one, and then next thing you know, you paid off by somebody. Now you're not talking about people or whatever the case. But Drake is not paying these people off. I don't believe Drake paying them off. But these people that have been riding so long, it's like, all right, cool, let me give you a little pre-com. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been riding so long, bro. You know what I mean? It's one of them type numbers. I'm telling you, bro. Even academics had to even see it himself and back away a little bit and start to give constructive criticism. Academics himself had to do it because he seen how he was coming off and he didn't care, which he still doesn't care how he comes off. This is academics we're talking about here, okay? This is the same guy who just went on a rant just yesterday or so about Nipsey Hussle and all types of stuff and LA and all that. So we understand his mind. That's the same guy that also talked to a young kid about 15 years old and was talking to him about sucking pickles and stuff like that. So you gotta understand the mindsets of certain individuals. Not for me to get off track and go on a diatribe about anyone, but I'm just saying, we have to keep it real when we're talking to each other, all right? Okay, so when also now the journalism is biased now, come on, bro. First of all, that's a scary thing, because we already talking about, yo, this person's an industry plant, that person's an industry plant, this, that. We looking like we don't understand what's going on. We can't even figure out what the hell going on. And then we got the other people on top of it who are the journalists supposed to be, or the people that's in the journalistic positions, okay? And their position is biased, and their view is skewed, all right? So what does their view do to the masses? Their view comes to further, come on, bro. People want sheeps. People want sheep, or people want people that believe what they believe. You know what I'm saying? I don't really want people to believe what I believe, bro. I don't move like that, bro. You see on my channel, people do whatever the fuck they want to do. That's how I move, bro. I'm not building no CUL last letter look like that. I'm not building one of those. I don't care. Okay? I'm mad that these buttons, when you press them, it says FOLLOW. Because I don't want to like on me. If you support me, homie. Don't follow me for what? Sometimes you can't even follow yourself, homie. Keep it real. Yo, I ain't gonna smoke cigarettes anymore, son. Shorty cheating on you, son, you bust me there. I think you smoke no more Charles, right? Sometimes you can't even trust yourself, bro. So who are we following? But the Most High God. Today's a Sunday. Jesus, you already know. Drop a 7 in that chat. You believe in God. You believe in Jesus if you're watching me. All the time I drop that. That's just something that I do on my channel. Why? Because we got to keep the spirit of God and the spirit of Jesus always around us. Point blank. You believe in the devil? Drop a 6. Okay. Believe in whatever you want to believe in. I'm not the one hating on you. So don't go around hating on me. Straight, son. Believe in what you want to believe in, you heard? It's your business. But it's nasty work though, man. It's nasty work. It's nasty work. You know what I mean? It's just so, oh, man. I don't know. But Maul has went so deep on position, pause no Diddy, but that he can't turn back now. he can't turn back now, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the Luce Cannon, Sharice shit. You know, like, no, Sharice, you wrong, you're right. But she's so in too deep with this nigga, it's like, what the hell is she supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? She with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? But she still was with the fucker. So when we're gonna get into that too. We're gonna get into the Luce Cannon. We're gonna get into the Sharice one. We're gonna get into the Gigi, the Big Gigi, not the little one. We're gonna get into all of that. You know what I mean? Because that's a storm that was meant to happen, but could have been prevented. Some storms can be prevented, and that was the bullshit about that storm, son. Hurricane Gigi. It wasn't a Hurricane named Gigi. Facts. Man. Hurricane Gigi could have been prevented, bro. Because the whole time Gigi was chilling, like, yo, bro. I don't really want to go on my bag. I don't really want to go on my bag. If you don't know who Gigi is, Gigi's the lady that's on this thumbnail. The woman that's on this thumbnail. Yeah, that's Gigi. That's Luce Cannon's real wife. But she not with him, so she's like his ex-wife, but she's still legally married to him on paper. So the whole time when they went on this tour, they, me and Luce and Sharice went on a tour, you know what I'm saying, a world tour, saying she not this and she not that and the kid not this and the kid not that. That's kind of crazy to me, you know what I'm saying? Because the whole time I'm like, damn. So it even had me thinking like, what is she telling the truth or whatever? Because sometimes you got the masses on your mind and you got the masses' opinion. You see people making videos, you're like, now, why is she really coming about this and all that? You know what I mean? She on street TV, she doing different things. We're gonna go to her channel now so we can break down some of the stuff. But well, for me, because you know, I've been covering this Luce Cannon stuff, I've been covering the WACK 100 and all these different things like that, you know what I mean? So for me, it's like, when I really get to hear her story and what she's talking about, which her story flips right into everything, it's like missing pieces, it's her story, you know what I'm saying? Her story is the story that's missing from the story, you know what I mean? Like I said, any story is out, if it's not 1 or 2 or 3, your story, his story, the truth, whatever, no, it's more than story than that, It's your story, my story, the person that was next door neighbor that was hearing the bullshit, they got a hold of the story than me and you probably, because they heard all the shit every day. So, everybody got a story in one story. Trust me. That's why I do my content like that and I get into everybody. But you know what I mean, what was hurtful to me, is, you know, when Gigi started to go about creating her content and she proved all these things to be like, yo, son, we really did go about having a kid through IVF or whatever the case may be, you was there through the process, you know, these things. So not only to go through your kid through IVF, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole different thing, and it's a whole different process. I have a daughter, you know what I mean? Through the process, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's more, you know what I mean? It's more hurtful to me because I look at my daughter, bro, and for me, there's nothing in the world that can get me to deny my daughter. You know what I'm saying? So, period. So not even if she's created like that or not, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I have sons. You know what I'm saying? I have a couple of sons, and you know I wanted my daughter. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to be sure. And what's crazy though is nothing in the world can make me deny her. You know what I'm saying? A woman can be a cold-blooded hoe, bro. You heard? She could be a cold-blooded hoe, so I don't care. Nothing can make me deny my kid though. Any of my kids, my sons and that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Son. A woman can be a hoe, I don't care, bro. That's her business. But that was my business when I was fucking with her. That's my business, bro. But if that's my kid, oh yeah, give me mine. I'm on that. It's my kid. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro. I don't like when people do that. We come from a lot of time the system of that shit being in the hood. Motherfuckers gonna be want to take care of their kids and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? We come from a lot of that shit. Whether we want to say it's a stigma, stereotype, or whatever we think it is, it's a problem. You know what I mean? So we need to be able to push the other side of that back to the forefront. You know what I mean? Where we had men that could talk to young men. You know what I'm saying? Back in some times, even before my time, you know what I'm saying? Back in them times it was real. You know what I mean? Men can talk to me, yo, son, pull you up, son, you doing wrong, son, you need to go take care of that woman, do the right thing by that. Yo, you need to be taking care of your house, you need to be, yo, man, what you doing out here on the street? You need to be, you know what I'm saying? We had real OGs and real Gs that would talk to us, you know what I'm saying, and really kick it with us and shit, and be like, yo, and put us on game. Nowadays, you really can't talk to nobody about nothing, especially the young people. You really can't get to them about a lot. You feel me? So, for me, for you to go on a tour denying your child is what's hurtful to me. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. You feel me? Because you went to the place and you bust in a cup, sir. Okay? You went to the place and bust in a cup. That's what you did. Luce Cannon. And I did the same thing. I did the same process. Yeah. Okay? They said, do you need a movie? I said, excuse me, miss, my mind's photographic. Cat. Fuck is you talking about? By the time she came back to the cup, she said, damn, ready? Oh, that. I ain't playing with my baby girl. You ain't taking no long ones, bro. Taking no long. That's they say you make the boy with the woo woo woo. Nah, we ain't doing that. Oh, that. Get my daughter. You see what I'm saying? I was going in there to get my daughter. I had a good job. But at the end of the day, how can I look at the woman that I went and bust in a goddamn cup and look at her like I'm dumb and tell her that that's not my kid? Are you dumb? You dumb, bro? Okay, cool. She could have had sex. Women can have sex though. Don't get it twisted. After the process of why you doing this and be pregnant by somebody else, no. That's a possibility. But I don't know no woman that's going through that process is doing that. That's retarded, son. It don't make sense. First of all, you're spending bread. When you put your bread's on, she's just fucking for free. You spending your bread, and she can suck a nigga dick. She don't gotta fuck him. Actually, why do you have to fuck him? She can suck a nigga dick. You're dumb. Be smart. But I'm just saying, look, you go through a process. Why would you fuck this up? You spend thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. You spend it for the process, first of all, to do it. Okay, so it's not no cheap thing, right? That's one thing. Besides doing that, bro, the shit is a process, bro. Shots, this, that, bro. Ain't nobody got time. You ain't even probably having sex, bro. Because ain't nobody got time for that shit, bro. You gonna do this, that, sickness, all kinds of shit, taking shots and shit, just to prepare yourself for the, bro. You understand it's a whole process to do it. IVF is not just your IVF, yo, son. He busted a cup, you just put it on, I think, you get head, you pregnant, you done. That's not how the process works, bro. It's not how the process works. The shit is a step by step process. You feel me? So this is what Luce Cannon was denying. When you look at the little girl, so the little girl looks exactly like him. What's wrong with him? Is he dumb or he dumb? What's wrong? I know she looks like all of his other kids. She looks like his son with Sharice. You can see that they're brother and sister, bro. They came years after each other, bro. Let's make sense. Jesus, what up? You know what I'm saying? Let's make sense of it. You feel me? So regardless of the fact of what we think about Sharice or Luce, they're gonna be brother and sister. That's the type of things I think about, bro. Because the internet have a way of just tearing down anything. And that's not the final goal, son. The final goal is for Legacy and I think his name's Callie to be brother and sister, bro. That's the final goal, bro. The final goal is not to tear down Gigi, tear down Luce, or tear down Sharice. To me. I'll make my jokes, I'll say what the fuck the truth is, and that's what we're gonna do. You know what I mean? And we running a TV show here, so what the fuck we gonna do? Yeah. But I'm not wishing on bad things for anyone, bro. Not me. You know what I'm saying? That's not how my mind operates, bro. I'm sorry. It's not how my mind operates. But we gonna call each other out on our bullshit because that's what we gotta do. You feel me? Because that's the only way we're gonna be right, and that's the only way we're gonna get right. Point blank period. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it all comes down to them as brother and sister. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the fact, let's say, okay, one thing we have to understand is this. Certain things have to happen. And if they don't happen, it will never change. The thing that has to happen is Luce Cannon has to take accountability for his wrong. He denied his child, bro. Imagine her growing up in the world and he did that and he did this publicly and he did this online, my nigga. Think of us that didn't have pops and shit growing up and all that, bro. This is something different, bro. Not only is you not my pops, you acting like you went online, bro, and you talking about when you know you went through the process, bro. Imagine when she grows up and she understands what IVF is to understand that, bro. Yo, come on, son. You know I'm your daughter, bro. It's not like when the random one that we don't know shorty did something, really. This is the most positive kid I ever had in my life, bro. I have 3 children, bro. This is the most positive kid I ever had. It's my kid, bro. Guaranteed. No DNA needed, no nothing, son. I'll show you her, son. She looked like, yo, bro. It's like an angel, bro. Yo, son, I swear to God. You cannot deny this, bro. You cannot deny this, bro. And any woman that's going through IVF, bro, I don't give a fuck what the man is doing, son. She ain't running around fucking on me, bro. That shit is a process. That shit is mad shit. She taking needles, all types of shit. Nobody got time for that shit, bro. If she sucked a nigga dick, then you fucked up, nigga. But I got you fucking a nigga. That's me being honest. This is me being honest, bro. If I was going through that shit that I seen, nigga, ain't nobody got time for that. Swear to God, son. Trust me, bro. anybody that did that process of IVF, bro, man or woman, trust me, you was like, man, trust me, that shit had your libido low, nigga. You wouldn't even want to do shit, nigga. Shit's crazy, bro. Trust me, bro. Shit is different. It's a different kind of process, bro. So for me, that's kind of wrong. Not kind of, it is wrong, totally. You know what I'm saying? Not kind of. Some shit kind of. No, that's just wrong. Do you know what I mean? And you pushing that to the young people for them to be denying their kids and shit publicly. Because you know what the sad shit about the shit? The nigga who said, what? What are you talking about? She's like, so your name ain't Termane? My name ain't no Termane. Your name ain't Termane. Yo, WACK, yo, cuz, look at my ID. You want to see my ID, cuz? You want to see my ID, cuz? Bruh, if your name's your name, your name's your name. Doesn't matter. Whatever your name is, your name. Like, can't hide it, bro. Can't stop it. Doesn't matter, bro. Like the time when a nigga doxed me, I don't give a fuck. Don't care, nigga. Did you come in to do that with it? No. Toodaloo, then. Fuck, nigga, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care, nigga. It's who you are. It's who you are. And if you ever going to jail and doing this life you living, why would you not think that people would know your life? Or why would you not think that people would know your record or something like that? If you live in the life that you say you are, it shouldn't be that hard to find these things, yes or no? You're portraying a lifestyle. You're portraying a lifestyle. You feel me? But yeah, the first thing has to happen, Luce Cannon has to take accountability. When Luce Cannon takes accountability, he diffuses all of the other people. The IBM hoodlums, the this, the that, everybody else. Even the guy that came up on the channel is gonna talk against him again on Gigi's channel. That guy too. You hear what I'm saying to you? Because that was crazy. I seen an IBM guy talking to Gigi about that, and he said he was there the day when the whole No Jumper thing happened. I said, what? If this wasn't incriminating, if incriminating was incriminating, I don't know what this was, bro. I don't know what that was, bro. I don't. That's why I'm scared to even talk about it like that. You didn't see I had it on the screen. I'm like, what is he doing? I don't know. What is he doing? I really don't. Is he telling the truth? Is he snitching? Is he coming clean about what his role is? Is he throwing himself in the can? Is he like, hey, sign me up for jail? Is the man up there saying sign me up for jail? Because he was up there and he looked like he hot when he talking to. But he wasn't no fool though, because certain things he was like, nah, I ain't gonna speak on that. I don't know nothing about that. He wasn't no plum fool. I'm not gonna put that on the brother. The brother wasn't no plum fool. Because he was up there saying he ain't did this, he ain't know this. So I said, all right, cool, this nigga ain't up there like this. Because he got a platform and he's just going in. At least he trying to, but I know, I heard he coming back on the channel. I think he missed some things and he want to clarify some things now. So not only did Gigi didn't do none of this. God is doing this, bro. Even if the devil's helping her. Even if WACK 100 is over there pulling the plug or something. Don't care. In the end, don't deal with WACK. Whatever. Use his help and kick him to the road too. That's how you do him, Gigi. Trust me. Just like you do everybody else. You use his tactic on him. That's 48 blows of power. Fuck. I'll tell that nigga about some 48. Straight. You use him to do whatever you do, and then you kick his ass to the curb. That's how you deal with WACK. Okay? Whatever his little resources, use it. Boom, boom, boom. Get you on no job, get you on the academic, get you on the little shits, and then skedaddle. Because you're on the Most High's mission and you're not doing something from hate. People do things with different intentions. That's why everybody's not meant to mix up. That's why they said it's gonna be a certain amount of 1,000, 1,000, 30. This is why, because everybody we gonna be building, but you can't mix up with everybody, bro. I'm not saying who's chosen and who's not. I'm just saying you can understand that some people just need to be in their own thing, and we gotta know who we mixing with, bro. Straight. Because everybody got different intentions. Straight up. Everybody got different intentions. The first intention is supposed to be this one, up, Most High God. That is the first intention. Because when I make the wrong intention and the wrong mistake, that's the first thing I think of. When I do the shit I do, I think of that. If I didn't think of it first. So I like people that think like that. You feel me? That's when you know you got a good woman or a good man. Because they think about that. When they think about something higher than themselves, then they can be better than themselves. Not to act like they better than themselves. No, they can really be better than anything you can be because you think of something higher than yourself. All right? We can't be denying our kids though, bro. Shit is nasty work. That shit is nasty work. Drop a like in the building. Everybody at the poll, you already know. That's it. That's it. You know what I mean? Y'all dropping likes and hitting polls everywhere else you at. Don't let me speak plainly. The Most High God knows me. He knows that I'm not acting like nobody else but myself on the screen. If you like anything you see here, if you don't, that's called human. That's called me not being an AI robot. That's what that's called. That's what it's called. I'm not scripted. I'm not coming here like, yo, so I gotta be perfect on this shit. No. Nothing's perfect. Only life is. You know what I'm saying? Only life is perfect, homie. Not me and you. Not me and you.
Biggs, obviously.
We ain't dealing with that nigga no more. Your ass out here. We ain't dealing with you no more.
Obviously, boy.
We ain't dealing with you no more, bro. We gonna go to Big Gigi, not the little one. We also got some paperwork though. I want to read this Christopher Forbes, his plea deal. I damn sure want to read the plea deal to y'all as well. I wonder if I can just bring it up on the back on the screen right there. Hold on, I'm gonna figure out how to show it to y'all right now. We're gonna go to Big Gigi real quick, just to hear what Big Gigi. Yo, Gigi been on tired, bro. She been going off, bro. She been going off, bro. She been going off, bro. I'm not gonna hold you, brother.
Tell me about the time change. It's guilty. Y'all clocking my time. Dang. But anyway,
nah, they can't fuck with Gigi, bro. Gigi's a one-man wrecking crew, bro. You know what I'm saying? She's wild. She's wilding on the whole clip, bro. Nah, you know, let me see. We got that. Yo, this guy, the special guest though. Nah, bro. I gotta go. Let's go a little bit to the special guest guy, bro. Please, before we get into the next Gigi, because Gigi got mad since she did Sharice still since she leaves Luce Cannon. All type of Gigi got Gigi. But hold up. The Gigi don't go, you know. Ask Gigi if she don't go, she gonna say yes, she don't go. So boom. Hold up. Cause yeah, Gigi got that ether now. Damn, it's crazy. Hold up. Damn, bro, it's nasty work. Let's just, this guy wild out, bro. This guy I wanna play.
yo, hey everybody. It is.
Let's get to the guy real quick, though. Hold up. Let's get to him. Hold up, let's get to him now. There you go, right there. Hold up. This nigga high, hold up. Alright, cool.
And how did you end up meeting Luce Cannon? How did that happen? How did you guys meet?
I did the little cycle shit. It was nigga I know. He was fucking with the dude or whatever. Like, hella tough, he fucking with the nigga like hella tough or whatever. Like, whatever. He's like, yeah, let's go. So, I was like, alright, that's cool. So he started to start regulating. I said, alright, that's cool. I'll fuck with you, cool. So I met up with him. He said, so he got started to leave out there. I said, alright, cool. I'll wake up with him. Cool, alright. So, from that point on, I was working fine to the whole little label, so I'm rocking with me. Like, cool, you like me, like, whatever. So, but that's how I met him through another motherfucker. That's not even in my city.
Okay, so you were supposed to be, because you had a record label and you were supposed to be an artist on IBM or the record label. Originally, that was what was the plan.
Mm-hmm.
But that never happened, you never got signed. Okay, so just a quick, another question. Did you see, like, what was his relationship with WACK 100 during this time? Was he a part of IBM or, like, was he around you guys? Like, what was that relationship between Luce Cannon and WACK 100?
Good question.
We all seen WACK when we like go to a little podcast and he called me like, hey, I do this a couple of you grab a couple of niggas. Like, yeah, all right. Yeah, we seen him to like do business, but like on support and shit, like just
This nigga was blowing mine though, pause. But he's like, he was high. That's why he know he had to come back. He was high, bro. She was high, bro. And you want to jump out the window against your own peoples, your ex-peoples, but at least be clear when you're doing it, bro. Because people looking at you like you rapping, some people looking at you like this, that. Be clear when you're doing it, bro. Don't do it to the point that you gotta do it again. What? He's about to do this again. This nigga's bugging. Supposed to do that shit. Bro, you're not supposed to do this at all. That's just me personally. So I don't know what's this connecting to Gigi or what's the reason, but I don't know.
No shit like that. I ain't never seen a big thing, no shit like that. As far as I seen the way like the business from there.
Oh, okay. And so my next question is, let's just dive right in. We all, everybody, you know, the video's out about the NoJumper situation. So can you shed a little light on how that situation even happened, or like how did that situation come about? Like how did that situation from the beginning, like how did that situation even happen? How did everybody get there? Like who invited who? Let's start there. How did that situation happen?
I mean, shit. I was with Luce, and yeah, he was like, you know, you want to go to NoJumper? I'm like, cool, yeah, I'll slide wherever. He's like, meet people with you. So I went up real quick. And we was chilling, everything was cool. We were just chilling. And shit. He was like, somebody was coming down. I didn't hear you. I don't know nothing about motherfuckers. I was just around. I don't know nothing. So he's like, somebody was coming, but whatever.
Everybody hit the poll. Who will expose who first? I want to know. WACK 100 acting like he's exposing some shit. Luce acting like he's exposing some shit. Gigi right here saying, listen, I'm exposing some shit, and if y'all keep playing with me, I ain't gonna go Super Saiyan Vegeta on them niggas. Point blank. That's what she's saying. Because she already exposed her little shit. But she said, if I need to go Super Saiyan Mario Luigi and everybody else, I will do this. So Gigi's in there and BRICC Baby. Who you think is gonna expose some people first? Because everybody capping talking about they about to expose. We see Gigi bringing up IBM members. She's doing the work. She said it's the Lord's work. If I had a sound effect, I'd play it right now. My equipment right here ain't plugged in. I play a damn sound effect to the shit. All right, hit the poll.
Shit took. So then I see my folks going outside. So we all let me go outside. I'll follow the suit pretty much. You feel me? I'm with them on my way. So we go outside. And I was still wherever it is. And then, you know, smoking.
Nah, we gonna hit that exposes. We gonna do this, man. Yo, bro, he mumbling, bro. He mumbling, bro, on Bloods and Crips.
Anyways, we are back again. First round 2. And y'all, we got some fire tonight.
But so many people don't like Luce Cannon that it didn't matter what Gigi would look like. That people would still be sharing this shit and everybody would be doing that shit. Even no matter what you think Gigi looks like. You know, right? This is just a special case. Luce Cannon, special case, bro. Didn't matter what Gigi looked like. Yeah, Gigi looked good. But didn't matter. Niggas would have shared Gigi shit. No matter what, homeboy. Tay Luciano, salute, bro. Peace and love, salute, bro.
What we have to share tonight with you guys. Definitely, guys, please share,
like, and subscribe here and there. And on the channel, share any channel I'm reacting to, subscribe there. I did shit smooth today. This is Gigi. Anytime you know that, subscribe to them. I'm her Gia, Big Gigi. You already know.
Coming up. And that special guest has nothing to do with Luce Cannon. But that special guest does have a baby with your favorite rapper. So one of your favorite rappers, I'm sure.
Great. She got all kinds of shit going on. She got special guests with babies with rappers.
Shit. But anywho, so back to what we were on earlier today. We were talking about the NoJumper situation, and I was sharing with you guys that
you gotta break this shit down.
That's Cannon's MO. That's not the first time he has set up something like that. He has done it prior in the past. That's something that he does. And then I also promised you guys last time I would put together
like, share, subscribe, like, share, and subscribe.
And I was going to put together, you know, so we could look at the contradictions that obviously people didn't catch earlier. Not sure why, but I did that as well. So we can kind of like see. And I'll be explaining along, but just so we can kind of, you know, compare and contrast their different stories and, you know, their whole scheme of manipulation and lies. So we're gonna go over that, and then I will do a mini Q&A, because you guys come with a lot of questions, a lot of questions. And I try to answer them all, and I'm really sorry if I miss anybody, but I definitely try to answer them all. So I appreciate you guys. You guys, please, my moderators are working really hard. Share, like, subscribe, hit that cash app, y'all, because, you know.
Yeah. LA honesty, you know. Listen up. Next, we gotta get into this WACK 100. You know, he's speaking about exposing Luce Cannon. You know, he bringing up 48 laws all the time now. Cause you know, he got like some shit, like he's trying to do a book. You know what I'm saying? I guess this is the play, he's doing a book. Because he keeps dropping the 48 laws of power all the time. I'm like, why he keep doing this? So he's dropping it, I guess he got the 100 things not to do. He's dropping the book, WACK 100. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm watching him. I gotta keep my eyes on the WACK, you know what I mean? You already know how that go. What the fuck is this button? What the fuck is that? Oh, my bad. Oh shit, and you can turn that off right there too? Oh, it's on Bloods and Crips. Some Bloods and Crips. Oh yeah.
We gotta shout out my moderator. We gotta give her, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
What's up, girl? Hey, love.
Nah, these people don't really act like they don't believe in God, son. They don't drop no sevens, they don't believe in God, they can kick it. I don't care. Kick it.
Not the little one. I already know. So let's dive right into this.
Kick it. Don't care. I believe in God all day. Don't care if you praise him. Anyway, and they say, who believes in God? I'm saying, me. Hell, you think I'm gonna stand around and hear that and not step up? But you done stepped up for some cornball person that damn near shitted on you in life. But you think God gonna look out for your ass the next time? Oh, sorry, sir. Oh, sorry, sis. Sit your ass down. That's what's about to happen to your ass. But I stands up when I hear the Most High God. I stands up when I hear God's name. Why? Because God always stood up for me, homie. Straight. I ain't go around no bed of roses and no picket fences, homie. What you think this is? Don't play around.
These were his two friends. They were super close.
Right.
They were with us for a little while.
Most High God.
Like, Cannon was with these two dudes like
Not for me.
like they were there for like, they lived with like a couple, like months, like 6 months or something like that. Like super close. So just so you guys can see, I did pull up the date so you could see the date. Okay, so these are the two friends that have lived with us and been with our house. Like I said, the no jumper situation is Cannon's MO. Like that's what he does. So if anybody has it in their mind that that situation was not set up by Luce, like I'm going to show you exactly why it was. But let's continue. You stop!
Oh, that's crazy. Hold on.
As you can see, Mr. Baldy right there, you see the topics? He didn't have his topics on that day. So like he was missing hair. Remember I told you guys like he was like taking topics out of style? And like so you can see like the bald spot right here. So if he doesn't have on his topics, then like he's missing hair right there. But as you can see, like for the second time, what I've told you guys, like if Cannon has a crowd, he's going to try to make it. He's going to do it to show that he's the boogeyman, as he said, or the devil, you know, or whatever the case may be. He's always showing off in front of people, and he picks on the weak. So just to let you know, this person right here in the blue is the first guy in the video in the green. That was one of his closest friends who lived with us. And this is what he did to him, completely, absolutely for no reason. You know what I mean? At all. I appreciate you, Daisy. So let's continue. And as you can see, the same thing that he did.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. What the hell is going on, bro? Hold up. Hold up, son. That's a live image? Oh, that's wild. That's wild. Hold up.
Anyways, but I had bought him.
That was wild, son. That was wild. That was wild, son. Chill. You know I'm from the streets. That was wild, son. Yo, why these people ain't apologize to this woman already and get her about your business? What's wrong with people, bro? Y'all still doing content, Sharice and Luce? Y'all is two fools, bro. If y'all still doing content and y'all playing with this type of shit and Luce Cannon's in that building and he's facing the goddamn RICO and he's facing the robbery Hobbs and damn near extortion Hobbs as well, and they can put a 924C with that shit because everybody damn near know you use a 924, which is this, to do the crime. Do you understand me? Bro, when people are doing shit like this, bro, you gotta just end the war of whatever you think you're doing, bro. The fight, you gotta win a war if you think, right? But you're not winning this war. So you have to play some kind of chess here and stop and say, you know what, I'm gonna get them people later in the end of some shit. Bro, how can you keep this going on? She's saying, yo, if your boy, Luce, I'm talking to Luce Cannon himself, okay? She said if your boy, IBM Hoodlum, who's loyal to you, damn near the only person that's loyal to your ass, obviously you see other IBM niggas jumping out the window on you. So I give him a little credit for that, for him being just a ride or die for you. Because I don't know, some people say he never met you, I don't know, I don't care. People love Jesus, they never met him, they loyal to Jesus. I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. But all I know is this, bro. Everything that's happening and being said is going to be used in trial, bro. This is not a game no more, bro. It's never been a game. But to you, it got to be spoken to like this, bro. This is not no game. You talk about, I don't care if it's a content play, and if, yo, bro, if you and WACK 100 is still in the content play with that dumb shit, which I don't believe it is, because there's no way that a person could go online and say that my girl was sucking off Neo in the London or one of the niggas in the London. What are you talking about? A Molly Mall in the London or some shit, and Neo and all this other shit. Yo, bro, allegedly, that's not no joke. If we doing content plays like that, then the content plays is gangster. Them shit is wild. Them shit is beyond Jerry. Them shit is like 1990s Jerry. If they're doing content plays like that, we say, when WACK say, yo, man, I'm gonna have to disrespect your wife, man. If they gonna believe it's real, we gonna have to go at each other and win. If y'all doing that, I can't believe that y'all doing this. Because Sharice also was talking about things on the academics interview. Why WACK 100 try to bury the nigga Luce though? Right? But he's gonna say she's trying to bury him, which WACK wouldn't be wrong there too. He wouldn't be wrong, son. And sometimes a broke clock could be right sometimes, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Trust me, I don't believe WACK 100, but sometimes he could be right. I mean, this time, it might be. Because when she went online on Academics channel talking and all that, bro, she was talking about, yo, the phone calls. Oh, he's using somebody else's credit and all of this. Bruh, rule 1, don't tell nobody the Jones is Jonesin'. You know that. You know that. If you in jail, you ever been in jail, you know the Bob. You can't tell nobody about the calls don't stop. Come on, homie. They'll take all your privileges forever for this dumb shit. Trust me, son. You be in that shit forever, nigga, writing letters like this postcards, nigga. You be writing, bro. Trust me. Anyway, besides that, but you know other niggas gonna get their shit from behind anyway, so that's neither here nor there. That's just your regular. But you need your regular services so that they can mask that you using your other shit. You know what I mean? When you got that all hot, you just hot, bro. You need your regular phone, your jail line, so you can use that at time. So when you're using your little back line on the low, you already know what's going on. You feel me? Anyway, so not only does she say that, allegedly WACK says that she said, you know, when they came, we was gonna go on the run or some shit. I'm like, what? But then Dirk's team, I guess, some people from Dirk's team, salute Jamal. So some people from Dirk's team had came forward to say, yo, bro, they didn't agree with the conversation and interview type thing. They think basically they were supposed to be going to talk with academics, but not like it being recorded, I guess, or used in a way that's maybe used. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But I guess they saying that they ran a play on Dirk. So I don't know how real that is, how true that is, but this is another alleged thing that they're saying. They're saying that they ran a play on Dirk, they being Luce Cannon and Sharice, and if they did that, that's nasty work. Dirk, even in that audio, he was saying, yo, I'm staying out the way, bro. I don't be nothing. I don't be paying attention to what's going on out there. But yet, still know they gonna do some dumb shit, allegedly, right? But then they make a thing about the Lil Durk shit to say, yo, Sharice wild out because she asked Lil Durk, yo, since you've been in there, did you bring you closer to your family or something like that? Like some question like that, like some weird question like, yo, bro, how did you ask a man that is for his family, want to be around his family, if him being in jail bring him closer to his family? So it's just, I don't know, bro. It's just a lot. It's just a lot, you know what I mean? And I think with Sharice, you know what I mean, it's just doing too much, you know what I'm saying? Just doing too much. You ain't gotta do too much. Just do you. BU, and it's all good. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Simple. Regular shit. And I think that's why a lot of times Gigi's coming across, because it's just a regularness to Gigi. It's just a round the way type girl that in Gigi type box. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter the city she's from. We know a girl like her in every city that we at. You know what I'm saying? It's that type vibe. She got like a sister type vibe. Shorty like, we need a chick from around the way type vibe. She got a regular type vibe. So it's not just she's dropping information, which is the real thing. She's dropping proof. She's not just, she could have came on selling wolf tickets and fluffing, right? Because she knows the whole story about Luce Cannon. She's been with him since 2018 or something like that, right? So she could have just been talking her truth. Everybody else just talking truth. Who's showing her proof all day? Yeah. So she'd have been talking truth, which we never heard. So we'd have been like, oh shit, I even heard that. We'd have still been making videos. But she came making her claims and stating her facts, showing her receipts, as she called them, showing her receipts. Come on, bro. And then she got a regular vibe. She'll pop out regular, pop out, you know what I mean? Not glammed up, not nothing, just regular. You know what I mean? Come on, bro, just regular, son. People respect just regular shit. People respect being regular. Straight. So we gotta get into this. All I think that, I just think Luce should take accountability, at least for saying that this is not your daughter, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, you need to apologize for that. You know what I mean? And after he does, then Sharice will be able to. And then that will diffuse the IBM hoodlums and anybody else that's just on his side and just loyal to him. You know what I mean? But first he has to take accountability. You know what I mean? Real shit. You have to. You have to.
But anyway.
You can't stand on that as a man, bro. You went online trying to make us all believe that this was not your kid. He did that. He's guilty of that. I don't know what nobody's guilty of, but he's guilty of that. That's what he is guilty of. To me, for a fact. So he's guilty of it. He went online for a minute, for a couple of years now, and said that this child, his daughter, which is a beautiful little girl, and it looks like him, he's bugging the hell out. What's wrong with him? Is not his kid. And the kid looked like him anyway. Come on, man. Stop it. And he went through IVF, bro. So what are we doing, bro? You know what I mean? It's not even that serious. It's not like some random floozy he was having sex with. First of all, this was your wife as well. You lied about that too. She wasn't your wife. Then you went and had a wedding, a whole ceremony, a whole big shindig, and it's not real because you cannot be married twice. So that's not a lie. So that's not deceiving people and deceiving the public or deceiving whatever you're deceiving. But who could do that, knowing that you married still, and knowing that a person could come out and say that against you? Who would do that? Why would they still go and get married, knowing that there's this person out there still, that's still legally married to this person, that can expose that whole thing? Why would I go and do that? What sense that makes to me? Just think about this. Even though we can understand that marriage ain't just about being on the paper, right? But you actually do believe in marriage because you married other people. So it's not like you're one of them guys that say, nah, I don't really believe in marriage and shit like that. Marriage is what we make it. I love you. I love you. To be like that, bro. But you're gonna marry like 5 people and then tell me that. That should be weird. You be looking at that nigga like, what the fuck is he talking about? Right? Makes sense in your head, Tim. Just makes sense. It's regular simple shit. Just makes sense to me. You know what I mean? It's not about it. I'm from the streets. I'm from shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas move like this. Niggas do that. Niggas do this. I get all of that. Everybody can do anything they want to do. You feel me? But, come on, bro. Let's be real. Let me shoot this person facts. Let me just shoot you facts. Shoot you facts. Don't worry about it. You get shot. I don't mind shooting y'all. It's nasty work, bro.
So, continuing. And the exact same thing.
What the
So,
hell?
pistol, strip, beaten, and literally the same exact thing.
That's crazy.
And as you can see, the exact same day.
I don't know what G
Like I said, as you can see.
Gigi is a different person, bro. So stop it. Yo, just gonna stop here, bro. Just gonna stop there, bro. Gigi is a dangerous individual, son. Straight, bro. I can't deal with that, man. I can't deal with that type of stuff right there. I can listen to them talking and this. I can listen to that. I can't see them videos, yo, Gigi. I can't, bro. I can't see those videos, bro. Straight. Can't, bro. Even in no jumper shit. I mean, even when I got that video sent to me, bro, I got that video on the 27th. You know what I mean? That shit happened on the 26th, bro. Even that video, I was looking at that shit like this, so like, damn. So even though I understand it, I'm from it, and from those places, I get it. You know what I mean? But that shit was just, you know what I mean, sad to see it and to find out that one of the brothers got like some kind of, I don't know if he's partially paralyzed on the side of his body or some shit and something like that. Like, that's nasty work, bro. Heart goes out to the brother too, man. Luce think it's a game, son. Luce think it's a game, son. There's a victim of yours that's in the hospital, allegedly came out, he's out now, whatever, but allegedly got some sort of paralyzed as part of his body, anything, something like that is going on, bro. That's not looking good for you. You hear me? And they just giving you the robbery and extortion charges. They ain't really getting into no other real. They could get into shit like that, son. That's like attempted murder or some shit. Yeah, beat them people like that, left them straight, all that. You got a man on camera saying, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. What do you think that's gonna do, bro? This nigga's crazy, bro. But you still doing content. Why? Why? Do you have the money that you have, that you really say you do? How? How is it possible, bro? Why do you still have to do these things? I don't understand. Why are you not doing the realistic content, which will actually let you grow? Shout out, Jonah. Alright? The real content. When you're in jail, people thinking about their kids, people thinking about their family. You can't get that shit off your head. Why don't you call and ask for the kids? Talk to your kids. Talk about real stuff. Don't find yourself here giving your kids inspiration, talking to them. We hearing real things, a moment, Robbie. Your kids say, Daddy, are you ever coming home again? Yes, I'm coming home. I'm innocent. Real moments, bro. Not just the gang life and the this life, bro. At some point, you just gotta be you, just be the regular you, because you was you before you joined the gang. You feel me? You were you before you joined the gang. I'm not telling nobody not be their gang. I'm just saying, you are you before you joined the gang. So who are you? That's why the realest of gang members to me are the people that are really them and they adds to the gang. Not the gang adds to them. They add them to the gang. You see what I'm saying? Their energy is added. Like, nah, when he turned his crippin' up, nah, when he turned his blood up, though. You know what I'm saying? They add to the gang. Not the gang adds to them, because a lot of people use the gang to add to a tribute to them, son. To be a gangster, to be certain things. People use the group, the people, the mass, to keep it real. Right now, they doing videos, everybody's doing videos on content and WACK 100. They ain't talking about bubble butts and all this shit going back and forth. How much views is these things doing? How much? Is it life-changing views? No, it's not, bro. Do something life-changing and the views may reflect that. I expect to get around the views I'm gonna get on doing the content I'm doing here. I expect this. But once I shift this, man, I'll get it twisted. I'm out of this place. And I'm up there. Because I understand that in my mind. And I understand this program. I understand YouTube. Do some real content that really matters. Say how you really feel. Tell them about the one suit that you got right there. That you like, damn, that's the one suit you got. Like, keep it real. People understand and resonate with pain and real stuff, bro. Not just the content play thing that you think you gotta keep constantly chasing and chasing. That content plays into your mind and your minds, all of y'all minds is in that place. And YouTube is like that, and I get it. Most people that's creating content on big levels, especially they're thinking like that content plays, but bro, sometimes you can content play yourself right out of your own position. And you'll put yourself in the position of the boy who cried wolf. Because you're doing all these fake plays that people are like, oh, it's like you clickbait a person on the title. Oh shit, Rick Ross there? You click, oh shit, ain't no Rick Ross. You go again. Me, yo, who that, 50? Oh, 50, You gonna get Maccabee? Oh, nah, nigga lying. Bro, next time or so, when he got somebody really that's there, you gonna skip right past the title and miss the person that he probably really actually had there. Because he's done content, played you, and clip and clout chased you, and clickbaited you so much that you say, nah, I'm not so sure about this person here. See what I'm saying? That's what happens, man. That's what happens. And it's nasty work. It's nasty work. I do want to read a little bit about this Christian. Hold on, let me see. Let's see if I can do this the right thing. Let me see if I can do this. That ain't right. I want y'all to just see it, right? I just want y'all to see it. What's going on? Alright. This is what we doing. This is what we doing. Okay, we gotta see this work. We gotta see some of this work. Alright, cool. Okay, I see this. Let me zoom it. And just a little bit, right? Boom. Boom. There y'all go. Y'all can see the work, right? Facts. Y'all can see the work. Feel me? Alright. So this is just the beginning. This constitutes, when we read it, this constitutes the plea agreement between Christian Forbes, also known as BUS, defendant, and the United States Attorney's Office for the General District of California, the USAO. In the above captioned case, this agreement is limited to the USAO and cannot bind any other federal, state, local, or foreign prosecuting, enforcement, administrative, or regulatory authorities, right? Everybody drop a like. You already know we're doing reads. I want y'all dropping likes. This is how we're gonna get the views up, with the like, with the views of this when we're reading the paperwork and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I just like to make sure all of our reads are getting out there, right? Defendant agrees to, at the earliest opportunity requested by the USAO and provided by the court, appear and plead guilty to the single count indictment in the United States versus Christian Forbes. And they go into the numbers, which charges the defendant with engaging in the business or dealing with firearms without a license in violation of 18 USC. They go into the code. Not context facts agreed in this agreement. Abide by all agreements regarding the sentences contained in this agreement. Appear for or court appearances, surrender or as ordered for service of sentence. Obey all conditions of any bond and any other ongoing court order in this matter. Not commit a crime. We already know, we're gonna get through the fluff. Not commit a crime. Be truthful at all times with the United States Probation and Pretrial Services Office and the court. Pay the applicable special assessments at or before the time of sentences. Defendant further agrees to the abandonment of the United States of any interest of the defendant in following firearms, ammunition, and accessories seized by the law enforcement, the Glock model, the .38 special revolver, approximately 130 rounds of ammunition, 4 firearm magazines collectively, and seized assets. To acknowledge that he is the sole owner of the seized assets and that no other person or entity has an interest in the seized assets. To complete any legal documents, including but not limited to an ATF form 3400 and required for transfer of the title of the seized assets to the United States, right? So now this is what the USAO's obligations. All right, not contest facts agreed to in this agreement, abide by all agreements regarding the sentences it contains, and doing the same thing, boom, 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 boom. All right, the nature of the offenses. The defendant understands that for the defendant to be guilty of a crime charged in count 1, that is engaging in the business of dealing firearms without a license in violation of Title 18, United States Code, Section 922A, following must be true. First, the defendant was willfully engaged in the business of dealing in firearms with the dates specified in the indictment. And second, the defendant did not have a license as a firearms dealer. They go into the penalties, right? Statutory maximum sentences in Title 18, 5 years imprisonment, a fine of $250,000. They go into the breakdown of that. He understands that supervised released, when he's released, if he's released, whatever the case may be, because he's about to be, he's doing a plea deal. He understands by pleading guilty that you've given up your valuable government benefits and valuable civic rights, rights to a trial, all these things like that, trial by jury, and all of these things like that. Let's see what they're saying. The defendant and his counsel have discussed the fact that the defendant understands that if the defendant is not a witness, is not a United States citizen, the conviction in this case makes it practically inevitable and a virtual certainty that the defendant will be removed or deported from the United States. And they got all of that. I don't know if he's American or he's not, because they're going into this immigration process. He's probably West Indian, probably Jamaican descent. Yeah. All right, factual basis. Defendant admits that defendant is in fact guilty of the offense to which the defendant is agreeing to plead guilty. Defendant and the USAO agree to the statement of the facts provided below and agree that this statement of facts is sufficient to support a plea of guilty to the charge described in this agreement and to establish the sentencing guideline factors set forth in paragraph 12 below, but is not meant to be completed for citation of all facts relevant to the underlying criminal conduct or all facts known to either party that relate to that conduct. In or around January 2022, the defendant offered to sell a pistol to an individual he believed to be a potential firearms purchaser. On January 5th, 2022, the defendant sold to the supposed purchaser a Smith & Wesson model M&P 45 caliber semi-automatic pistol bearing serial numbers. They go into the name, but in exchange for $1,200 on January 12, 2022. The defendant similarly sold a Bersa model 380 semi-automatic pistol bearing serial numbers in exchange for $750. And on February 2nd of 2022, the defendant similarly sold a semi-automatic rifle Ghost gun with the scope and an unknown caliber, along with a 60-round drum, magazine of PMAG D60 ammunition, and a 10-round PMAG 10 magazine, 9 rounds of 223 REM ammunition, 56 rounds of 5.56 ammunition, and a black case laser attachment in exchange for the $1,800 on March 10, 2022. The defendant similarly sold a Taurus model G2S 9mm caliber semi-automatic pistol bearing the serial numbers with 7 rounds of the 9mm caliber ammunition in exchange for $1,250. Now on March 2022, in Carson, California, within the Central District of California, the defendant possessed a Glock 9mm semi-automatic magneto, a .38 special revolver, various magazines of ammunition for each firearm, other caliber of ammunition, and a Glock gun box, all of which he possessed with intent to sell, right? All what he intend to sell. I want everybody hitting, listen. Let me get back up here. Everybody, drop a like. Drop a like right now. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Let me just change the feature real quick, all right? Salute to everybody in the building. But we just gotta get to some of this work. Again, we're supposed to read this from a couple of days ago, so We just gotta make sure we get into the work the right way now. Y'all don't judge it. All right, cool. Yeah, we where we need to be. Cool. Bang. Bang, right? We'll just see it work, right? Boom. Yeah, go right. So boom, right? With the box intent to sell. At the time, the defendant sold and possessed with intent to sell all of the foregoing firearms. The defendant did not have a license as a firearms dealer. The defendant made all of the foregoing sales in Los Angeles County within the Central District of California. Now the sentencing factors. The defendant understands that in determining the defendant's sentence, the court is required to calculate the applicable sentencing guidelines range and to consider that range, possible departures under the sentencing guidelines and the other sentencing factors set forth in the 18 U.S.C. Defendant understands that the sentencing guidelines are advisory only, that the defendant cannot have any expectation of receiving a sentence within the calculated sentencing guideline range, and that after the consideration of the sentencing guidelines and the other 3553 factors, the court will be free to exercise its discretion to impose any sentence it finds appropriate up to the maximum set by the statute for the crime of the conviction. The defendant and the USAO agree to the following applicable sentencing guidelines: base level offense 12s, and they go into the points, 3 to 7 firearms plus 2, and the variance is a -2. You know what I'm saying? So we also know that when they push for the upward variance on the one Hobbs case that I was reading, because on this Luce Cannon situation, I also went into a couple of cases, right? Because to look at cases, right? To look at cases is to look at cases, all right? So for you to even understand a case, you got to look at somebody else's case. So I looked up a couple of other people that was charged with Hobbs Acts, and those people that were charged with the Hobbs Acts, one guy, his name was Rayford Murdoch Sherrod, right? And in his case, he got a Hobbs robbery. Like Luce Cannon has Hobbs robbery, he has a Hobbs robbery. But I don't think a weapon was used, right? So at the moment, I looked at that one, and I looked at one with a weapon, because we don't know if they're charging Luce with a weapon yet. They only charged him with the Hobbs robbery and the Hobbs extortion, which is 2 different charges in Hobbs. So allegedly, right? So in his case, they said, off the rip, they said you could get, the standard is like 51 months and up to like 60 something months to like whatever they were saying. But they pushed for an upward variance on this guy. You know what I mean? And even though they were saying that he had the one Hobbs and he could have got like 50 something months, he ended up getting 120 months for his Hobbs. And then I gave you a case of 2 brothers, and they were caught in an attempted robbery, so they got charged with attempted Hobbs, but they also had a weapon with them. And the brother wasn't even the header of the case. Like BigU, he was a part of the case with the brother, Justin. I'm talking about David, what David's sentencing was. He wasn't even the lead. David, off the first rip, they offered him 252 months just for his attempted Hobbs acts. He had 2 attempted Hobbs. They offered him 252 months for the attempted Hobbs, and then they offered him 84 months for the 924C charge. Okay? These charges are real serious charges, bro. It's like life charges. It's like you went outside and committed a murder charge. It's like you did these things. This is the kind of the sentencing you would say, damn, that's what the sentencing is gonna look like. It's gonna look like you committed an M, bro. It's not a joke, son. It's really, really not a joke. Salute to everybody. Y'all drop a like. Listen. Right? Let me make y'all see. Make sure y'all seeing what the hell going on, what happened. Right? Boom. That's where we at. All right? So the defendant and the USAO reserve the right to argue that additional specific offense characteristics, adjustments, and departures under the sentencing guidelines are appropriate. Defendant understands that there is no agreement as to the defendant's criminal history or criminal history category. The defendant and the USAO reserve the right to argue for the sentence outside the sentencing range established by the sentencing guidelines based on the factors set forth in the 18 U.S.C. and they go into the breakdown, the A2, the A3, the A6, and the A7. And the waiver of constitutional rights is when you waive your indictment, waiving all these things because you're about to plead guilty. It's a waiver indictment, right? So the defendant understands that by pleading guilty, stand on the media, salute in the building, you already know the vibes. Look, right? The defendant understands that by pleading guilty, the defendant gives up the following rights: the right to persist in the plea of not guilty, the right to a speedy and public trial by jury, the right to be represented by counsel, and if necessary, have the court appoint counsel at trial. The defendant understands, however, that the defendant retains the right to be represented by counsel, and if necessary, the court appointed counsel at every stage of the proceedings. The right to be presumed innocent and to have burden of proof placed on you by the government to prove that the defendant is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. The right to confront and cross-examine your witnesses against the defendant. The right to testify and present evidence in opposition to the charges, including the right to compel the attendance of the witness to testify, and the right not to be compelled to testify, and if the defendant chooses not to testify or present evidence, to have that choice not be used against the defendant. Any and all of the rights to pursue any affirmative defenses, Fourth Amendment or Fifth Amendment claims, and other pretrial motions that have been filed or could have been filed. Waiver of appeal and conviction and collateral attack. The defendant understands that with the exception of an appeal based on a claim that the defendant's guilty plea was involuntary, by pleading guilty, the defendant is waiving and giving up any right to appeal the defendant's conviction on the offense to which the defendant is pleading guilty. The defendant understands that this waiver includes, but is not limited to, the arguments that the statutes to which the defendant is pleading guilty is unconstitutional, and any and all claims that the statements of facts provided herein is sufficient to support the defendant's plea of guilty. The defendant also gives up any right to bring a post-conviction collateral attack on conviction or sentence, including any order of restitution, except a post-conviction collateral attack based on a claim of ineffective assistance of counsel, a claim of newly discovered evidence, or explicitly retroactive change in the applicable sentencing guidelines, sentencing statutes, or statutes of conviction. Defendant understands that this waiver includes, but is not limited to, arguments that the statutes to which defendant is pleading not guilty is unconstitutional, and any and all claims that the statements of facts provided herein is insufficient to support the defendant's plea of guilty. Limited mutual waiver of appeal of sentence. Now, the defendant gives up the right to appeal all of the following and procedures and calculations used to determine and impose any portion of the sentence. B, the term of imprisonment imposed by the court. C, the fine imposed by the court is within the statutory maximum. And D, the extent permitted by law. The unconstitutionality or legality of the defendant's sentence, provided it is within the statutory maximum. The term of probation or the supervised release imposed by the court, provided it is within the statutory maximum. And G, any of the following conditions of probation or supervised release imposed by the court, the conditions set forth in the Second Amendment, general order, bang, 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 and the alcohol and drug conditions authorized by the 18. Okay. The USO agrees to provide all portions of that sentence that are below the statutory maximum specified above. Okay. So the result or withdrawal of a guilty plea. The defendant agrees that if after entering in a guilty plea pursuant to this agreement, the defendant seeks to withdraw and succeeds in withdrawing defendant's guilty plea, on basis other than a claim and finding that the entry into this plea was involuntary, then the USAO will be relieved of all of its obligations under this agreement. Effective date of agreement. This agreement is effective upon the signature. So we already know as soon as he signed this off. Breach of agreement. Defendant agrees that if the defendant at any time after the signature of this agreement and execution of all required certifications by the defendant, defendant's counsel, and assisting United States attorney knowingly violates or fails to perform any of the defendant's obligations under this agreement, a breach, the USAO may declare this agreement breach. All of the defendant's obligations are material. A single breach to this agreement is sufficient for the USAO to declare it a breach, and the defendant shall be not deemed to have cured a breach without the express agreement of the USAO in writing. If the USAO declares this agreement breach and the court finds such a breach to have occurred, then if defendant has previously entered a guilty plea pursuant to this agreement, the defendant will not be able to withdraw the guilty plea. Oh, so you're already just gonna be guilty, so you can't withdraw your guilty plea. So you already went against your agreement. You already pled guilty. You go against the agreement, you're guilty. So ain't no fighting this. This is letting you know there's no fighting this. But so many words that it's telling you ain't no fighting this. You know what I'm saying? Straight, right? I know you're looking at my computer like I'm some mad. Okay. So the court, United States Probation Pretrial Service offers not parties. Recommendations. Defendant understand that both the defendant are free to supplement the facts by supplying relevant information to the United States probation. Okay, we ain't going to the probation pretrial. Defendant understand that if the court ignores sentence and recommendations, find the factors, reaches conclusions different from and agrees to. That's based on the probation and all that still. No additional agreements. The defendant understands that, accepts as set forth herein. There are no promises, understandings, or agreements between the USAO and the defendant's attorney, and that no additional promise and understanding or agreement may be entered into unless in writing and signed by all party or on the record in the court. Okay, then we have them signing it. Macabre's in there, okay. Christian Forbes is there signing it, Bot. Okay, got his attorney too. Okay, certification for the defendant. Okay, he agreed to all of this. I have read this agreement in its entirety. I have had, once you start pleading guilty, son, you make it bad for everybody. I hope you know that, right? I hope you know that. Once you do that alone, son, let me show you something. Listen, once you do that alone, it's up. Even if you're the smaller people in the RICO, bro. Once y'all start copping out and all this other stuff, it's going down. If he's doing guns, he's selling guns. Who's he running guns for? He's running guns for the BigU enterprises. This is what he's pleading guilty to. That's why nobody supposed to plead guilty and everybody either get hit or we either beat. That's how you deal with this thing. But him coming out now, that's one thing that these people are guilty of. BigU at least. You're guilty of this. We got somebody, got one of your co-conspirators, one of your co-defendants copping out and pleading guilty to this. So who you think he's running guns with or for? They're saying it's for the BigU enterprises. See what I'm saying? So this is when you cop your plea to your little thing thinking you getting out of Dodge. No, you're actually getting somebody else caught up that's higher up above you in the RICO. That's how the RICO working. Nobody gets away. Nobody gets wiggling out of here. No, everybody is attached to everybody. You are guilty of what your co-conspirators are doing. If me, you, let's say we get caught up in allegedly, God forbid, an attempted Hobbs robbery. We doing the lift, boom. You hold the straps. I come in and say, I run to the money. I tell him, just make sure you put everybody on the floor. So it's three of us, and we get attacked. You have the strap, right? But we all get charged with the strap. Why? Because I'm guilty of what my co-conspirator is doing. I'm guilty of what you're doing. Because we did this willfully, willingly, intentionally, premeditatedly. This is all the things that they have to prove. That's all they have to prove, bro. Is did you do these things willingly? Did you do these things intentionally? Did you do this? That's it. Then we'll get to your crime. Doesn't matter. Once we prove that you did this knowingly and intentionally, you're done. All right? Let's finish out the certification of the defendant. He says, I have read this agreement in its entirety. I have had enough time to review and consider this agreement, and I have carefully and thoroughly discussed every part of it with my attorney. I understand the terms of this agreement, and I voluntarily agree to those terms. I have discussed the evidence with my attorney, and my attorney has advised me of my rights, of possible pretrial motions and that might be filed, of possible defenses that might be asserted either prior or at trial, of the sentencing factors set forth in the 18 U.S.C., of relevant sentencing guidelines provisions, and of the consequences of entering into this agreement. No promises, inducements, or representations of any kind have been made to me other than those contained in this agreement. No one has threatened or forced me in any way to enter into this agreement. I am satisfied with the representation of my attorney in this matter. I am pleading guilty because I am guilty of the charge and wish to take advantage of the promise set forth in this agreement and not for any other reasons. Okay, well this is, and then his attorney says the same thing as well. I, Christian Forbes' attorney, carefully, thoroughly, same shit. Yeah, he says the same thing. It's nasty work. It's nasty work. Nasty work, y'all. Y'all gotta let me know what y'all thinking about this whole situation. It's just nasty work, bro. Nasty work. Nasty work. Who is this? Gigi, Big Gigi, not the little one? Let's go to Big Gigi for a little bit. It's all kind of shit on my keyboard, bro. All kind of shit, bro. No. Shit dry. That's weed. That's weed shit. I got weed. It's bare weed, son. It's really weed dust. It's really weed dust. I swear, son. Weed dust. Word, man. It's really weed dust. Word.
Super pretty.
Okay, let's stop right there. We both know that's a lie because we've already showed that video on my first channel and I got to shut down. But anyway, so we all know that's a lie. And then two, like I said, I'm gonna have another guest later on that's gonna come on. Because you know, you don't do that stuff with your wife, just like you don't ask your homies to have sex with your wife so you can sneak out to go link up with Black China. So we'll be showing all these receipts and dropping all this good stuff too. And like I said, I will totally stop all this, but Luce Cannon and his little, you know, his little team keep harassing me. And I've already said the reason why I made this channel was because I was being bullied and harassed and lied on and my child. And now that Luce is locked up, Sharice has continued. And then once I came out with the channel, she just kind of ceased. And now his boyfriend has picked up. So every time his boyfriend speaks about me, makes a post about me, I'm literally gonna add more receipts to my chest, and I'm just gonna keep posting more. So he can thank his boyfriend for anything that I'm about to put out, because like I said, the more he talks about me, the more receipts I'm gonna put in there, and he's not gonna like those receipts. So Luce Cannon can thank his IBM team for whatever happens after this point. Literally, I'm not kidding. So every time somebody sends me a post, if he mentions my name, my daughter's name, if he even references me, if he even breathes my name or anything at all, or my child's name, like I said, he can go ahead and thank his IBM team for the reason why all of this stuff is going to be put out for public view. And then whoever picks it up, just picks it up.
That's what I'm saying. That's real, bro. Don't do it, bro. Don't make whoever pick it up. Luce, take accountability, claim that's your kid, that's your daughter, you wrong, say sorry for that. Whether you want to be apologizing to her about what you did with her, that's something else. That's on you. That's on you as a man. Whatever you want to do. Whether you're wrong or right, whatever. You can't tell nobody what to do. But as far as your kid, bro, you got to do this. You got to apologize for this, bro, because you're wrong for this. And when you can apologize for this, then everybody that's under you can start apologizing for what they've done. They cannot apologize if Luce doesn't do it. You have to understand the situation that everybody around Luce is in. They cannot apologize unless Luce apologizes first, bro. I've been to Chirac, bro. I'm come back. Listen, you know what I'm saying? I've been out there. I love it out there, son. Bro, I like Chi-Town chicks too. They crazy as shit though. That's why I'm from New York, so I'm crazy too. Boom, right? So boom, like, certain people's crazy. Oakland, LA. Oh, we all crazy, bro. Trust me. That's why I love all the women from me. But yo, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro, we just gotta get to the keeping it real with each other and saying, look, we claiming our kids, homie. We got to be claiming our kids, bro. That's just real G shit, son. Come on, bro. I ain't on no sending niggas to jail shit. That's not me. That's not my vibe, son. I ain't got no horses in the race. I ain't got nothing personal against anybody that I'm talking about on my channel, period. I don't. You know what I'm saying? And if I ever do, I'll let you know I have a personal thing with someone. Straight. I'm not scared to say that. That's. But yeah, you know what I mean? I just think, like I said, her daughter and Sharice's son is brother and sister at the end of the day. So regardless of what the internet want to do, whatever, they still gonna be brother and sister. Come on, imagine when they grow up, what you think, what, she's not gonna think about brother or sister? We obviously see that the other kids have some sort of connection because she said that she speaks to the other wives, so the other kids are connected in some way. He's gonna carry them with the next kid that's left out. He's like the outside kid. And even if we had all of our brothers and sisters here, they all gonna think about the other brother that they never see. They're gonna think about him. Obviously, they say they have 6 kids or something like that. They're gonna think about Callie, the other kids. Callie's gonna know he has other brothers and sisters. He's gonna think about them. We're putting a wedge in between the children, bro. So y'all being big or Luce, I'm talking about Luce being y'all, being big and all this other shit, because you are your y'all. Luce he is the y'all of his people. If you step up and say, yo, bro, that's my shit, I was wrong, my bad, and da-da-da, it negates a lot of shit and it nullifies a lot of stuff. It's just gonna stop. Straight. So you gotta own your kid, bro. You cannot let that little girl grow up and you not claim her and you not say, yo, I mean, that she's yours, bro. Come on, bro, that's your daughter, son. You know what I'm saying, son? That's your daughter, so keep it real with yourself. That's all I'm saying. I ain't putting no jacket on nobody and saying anybody kid. But come on, bro. You done went through the IVF shit. We look at the girl, your genes are strong, man. Save the money that you can spend to go to fucking Maury every time. I tell so many of my friends, don't go to Maury. I have friends that went to Maury. I said, save your money, bro. Why do you want to go? Nah, I'm going. All right, cool. Well, go get that $300 Maury gay your ass and go make a plum foodie ass online on TV, because I told you why you going. The kid look just like you, bro. What are you doing? Don't be done. See what I'm saying? Don't be done, bro. It's crazy, bro. Everybody subscribe to the channel. Everybody turn the lights up. Everybody hit the notify. You already know. We got a lot of content to get into. You already know the vibes. A lot of content. Brooklyn is back. This is called NYLA off my new album. It's on the way. You already know the vibes. Featuring Dutch Capital from DC, Queen Prez, LA and Brooklyn. NYLA. Go. Yo, bitch, fuck with me. She do what I say, so fresh from ATL, just less MIA. Everybody subscribe to the channel. Salute to everybody. You already know the vibes. Whipping Florence. Light up. Brooklyn. Big. How you so skinny? You crazy. You bad. Pop, pop, pop. Back in NYC, I just left LA. I just booked a flight and YLA. Trapping all the way. Yup, no bitch fuck with me. She do what I said, so yup. MIA. First stop, next stop, LAX. Flow season and game, my referee. What's the recipe? That's facts, they so fly, clear out, Rodeo Drive. I'm to the steakhouse. Back in NYC. NYLA.